Hello again everyone, and welcome back to the channel for what is episode number 19 in season 1 here at Williams Racing for our Road to Glory series here on Formula 1 2020. Now before we jump into today's episode guys, we're just going to go straight over to the R&D tree here. We have 1,400 points totally available to us here. So we will look to upgrade the car a little bit before we jump into the race weekend.
If it were me, this is probably what I'd invest in.
So we will upgrade this part here. We will look to do one more recommended upgrade, which is on the chassis, which is fine. And we'll check if we have any more money to, which we do. So we will upgrade this part as well. So that's 3 upgrades that we've managed to put onto the car before the race weekend. We'll just have a quick look at the car's power unit here. As we can see, the internal combustion engine is on yellow. So if we were to order a new one, there would be a penalty with that. So what I'm wondering if I shouldn't do is before the next race weekend or after this race weekend, if I shouldn't add that to the car then, so there is no penalty involved. Because I want to try and qualify the best I can here in the American Grand Prix in Austin, Texas. So I'll probably wait with the internal combustion engine for one more race. It might hamper us a little bit in the race, but I think it's better than taking the grid penalty. So like I said guys, this race weekend is in the USA. We will be in Austin, Texas. So hopefully we can put in a decent showing here, get ourselves a decent result. So we'll just have a quick look at the tyre allocation here before we jump into the race weekend. I think I will opt for the one that I usually always opt for, which is the second option here. So without further ado guys, let's jump straight into the race weekend. And it wants me to actually replace the gearbox before this race here without a penalty, so I will do so. So here we are guys, let's just have a quick look at the messages and the weekend preview here that we have for us. So here will be the weather for the race weekend. Qualifying will be in the dry and in the sunny weather, which is great for us. The race looks like it will also be mostly under sunny and dry conditions. Maybe the very latter stages of the race there could be some rain, but hopefully we can stay on the dry compound tyre and complete the race like that. So before I jump into these practice session guys, if you are a new viewer to the channel, then please do hit the subscribe button, please do hit the notifications bell so you do not miss any further content coming to the channel in the coming weeks. If you are enjoying this Road to Glory series with Williams Racing here on Formula 1 2020, then please do leave me a like on the video. If you have any feedback for me, then please do leave it in the comment section below. Any feedback is of course welcome. If you'd like anything done differently in this Road to Glory series, then please let me know in the comment section below. So without further ado guys, I will jump straight into these practice sessions here, and I'll see you again at the short qualifying. So here we are guys, just about to get underway with our short qualifying here in Austin, Texas. Now our practice times weren't all that bad. Our pace was enough to bring us into around a 16th position. So hopefully we can bring that pace with us into qualifying here. So I will be just changing the car setup here and using a custom car setup. So hopefully that will help us. I will show you the car setup I will be using here around the USA. I'll be using 3/6 wings on aerodynamics, 55/60 on the transmission, 280 and 140 on the front and rear chamber. The front toe is at 0.07 and the rear toe is at 0.29. The suspension is at 1.46814. The brakes are at 92.51. and the tyre pressure is at 21.8 psi, 22.2 psi, 19.9 psi, and 20.3 psi. So that will be the setup I'll be using here, guys, around the United States circuit here. So hopefully that is a setup that will bring us some luck here and bring us some decent qualifying times. So without further ado, I see the track is clear, so let's jump straight out onto the track here. See what type of benchmark time we can set, and hopefully we can qualify around the 16th position.
All set. Everyone clear? Car to track.
So hopefully we can carry the pace that we had in the practice sessions into the qualifying session. We did manage to change the gearbox without a penalty, so we will hopefully not have any engine issues in this episode like we were hampered with in the previous episode. As our teammate George Russell is just ahead of us there in turn 1. So we'll look just to take it nice and easy on this outlap here, guys. Coming into the ESSA section here. As I managed to corner cut there already on the second corner. Which is fine, this is our outlap, but still a bit unnecessary for me to do that. So just nice and easy here on this outlap. Try and reacclimatise to the track, find our braking points again. So there will be only 3 races left after this race weekend. So hopefully we get a few more upgrades on the car before the end of the season. As you saw in the previous episode, we were able to put up a bit more of a fight with the Haas team, which was very pleasing to see. So we weren't left out at the back on our own. We were managing to put up a fight with the Haas team, which is very pleasing. As I run very, very wide there, missed my braking point there. So here we go, guys, away for our first flying lap here in Austin, Texas. So hopefully we can set ourselves a decent benchmark time here, as Albon currently has the fastest time of the session with a 1:32.4. As I run very, very wide into that corner there. Didn't set me up well for the exit. As I run very, very wide into that corner as well. Lose a lot of time there. Use the DRS here on this long straight. A little lock up there. This hasn't been a very tidy first qualifying lap, but as long as we can set ourselves an okay benchmark time to work with throughout the session. Open the DRS wing across the line. So our current time is a 1:37.0. So I will try and stay out one more lap, see if I can't improve that time, guys. I do have enough fuel in the car for one more lap. So hopefully we can make a little bit more tidy lap here, better our time a little bit. As I cut that corner and validate the lap, so I will be coming back into the pits now after this lap.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
It's very easy to get a penalty in those S sections there. So we're currently sitting down in P11, guys, just behind our teammate George Russell. So when I get back to the pits, I will take up the overview. We can see how far we are off our teammate George Russell in time. Hopefully it's not too much. As Vettel sets the new fastest around here with a 1:31. So everyone is getting a lot quicker here. So we will come into the pits now. I will take up the overview, guys, and we can see how our time measures up to the people in and around us. So hopefully on my next flying lap I can make it a lot more tidy so we don't invalidate the lap. It is a very nice fast flowing track here in Austin, Texas. It's one, if you get right, you can be lightning quick around here. You've just got to be able to nail the corners a little bit better than what I have been doing. So let's have a quick look at the overview here, guys. See what our times look like to the people in and around us. As you can see, Charles Leclerc is currently the leader here in qualifying with a 1:31.4. Our best time is a 1:37.0, so we are currently 3 seconds off our teammate George Russell.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:37.0.
And 5 seconds off Charles Leclerc. So hopefully we can find those valuable seconds out on the track, guys, and push ourselves a little way up the grid here. Like I said in practices, our times were enough to bring us into around a 16th, 17th position. So hopefully on the next flying lap I can be a lot more consistent. So we will look to jump straight back out onto the track, guys, as it is quite calm right now. There is only 6 or 7 cars out there right now. So we will look to jump straight back out to the track.
When you're ready, let's go.
Hopefully I can find 3 seconds here or more around this track. As in the first flying lap, I was very sloppy, but I managed to set a time. In the second flying lap, I invalidated my time here through the S's. You've got to get the angles right there to be able to set yourself up for the exits. This corner here, you have to hug it tight on the way in to be able to get the exit perfect. It's a kind of a slow in, fast out type of corner. As we come to this long straight here, which is a DRS straight. So hopefully we can set a lot better time on this lap, guys. Hopefully I can be a lot more consistent. I have to try and find 3 seconds to get near our teammate George Russell. So I will go up to max fuel mix now and turn on the ERS. So we're ready for our flying lap here. So away we go for our third attempt here, guys, around Austin, Texas. We lock up there going into turn 1. We still managed to keep green delta. I got the angle a bit wrong there on that corner. Very slow into that corner there as well. But we're still almost 7/10 up on our time. As we come to this long DRS straight here. Bit sloppy through that corner there. Open the DRS and across the line. So we are now currently only 1.2 seconds behind our teammate George Russell. We managed to find 2 seconds on that lap. So hopefully we can find a bit more on this lap here. Oh, and I got that corner very, very wrong, so I lost way too much time there. So I will look to cool it down, guys. I will go into the pits, put on some fresh tyres, and come back out from what will probably be my final attempt here. I'm not sure
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
how long is left of the session, but up in the top right hand corner there, I'm informed that there's 4 minutes and 50 seconds left of the session. So I will have time to go in, change the tyres, and have one last attempt of trying to better our time here. As we can see, the other drivers have found more pace from free practice to qualifying. As I was qualifying, well, the pace I had in practice was enough for a 16th, 17th. And in qualifying, I'm currently sat in P20. So we will go straight into the pits here, guys, put on some fresh tyres. And come back out for what will be our final attempt here around this track in Austin, Texas. So hopefully we can find the 1 or 2 seconds that we need to push ourselves a little bit further up the grid here on what will be our final attempt here in quali. So I will just put on fresh tyres and go straight back out to the track, guys, so I make it around to start my flying lap before the timer goes out. As the track will probably fill up very, very quickly here. So I will jump straight back out onto the track now, guys.
Checks complete. All personnel be aware we have a car leaving.
So hopefully I can make it around in time. I'm not quite sure how long is left of this session. 3 minutes left of the session, so as we can see, there's a lot of people going out now to try and set their final time here in qualifying. It's afraid to hit call our signs there, so backed off a little bit. As by the looks of it, we have an AI that wants to get past us, so we will let him past. It's Danny Kvyat in the AlphaTauri. So we will look to leave a little bit of space between ourselves and Danny Kvyat for our flying lap here. So hopefully I can find the 1 or 2 seconds I need on this next lap here. If not, we'll be starting from P20. But hopefully we can make up a couple of positions in tomorrow's race if we cannot improve our time here. So I will go to max fuel mode, turn on the ERS, ready to start our flying lap here. So here we go guys for our final attempt here around Austin, Texas track here in the USA. As I was very sloppy in that section there. I lost the positive delta time that we had. So at this point in time guys, it does not look like we will improve on our qualifying time. As Lewis Hamilton squeezes up the inside of us there. As we are currently 6/10 behind our current best qualifying time, so it looks like it'll be P20 for us tomorrow guys. It definitely will be P20 for us tomorrow guys. As I got on the power a bit too early there, lost traction of the car. Make sure we leave the track free here for the other drivers. Don't want to wreck anyone else's flying lap. So that was a shame there. We just couldn't find the pace that we needed on our final attempt here. So it will be P20 for us tomorrow guys, for the USA Grand Prix. So hopefully we can get off the line pretty quickly, maybe gain a couple of positions. It's a long run down to turn 1 here. So hopefully we can gain a couple of positions going down towards turn 1 if we're lucky, if we can get a quick start off the line.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Leclerc, Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix. Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city centre and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. It's the Circuit of the Americas then, situated 14 miles outside the great city of Austin. This is the 3.6-mile lap with 20 corners, 10 each to the left and to the right, and top speeds of around 200 miles per hour. Overtaking opportunities are available into turns 1 and 12, especially with that rear wing DRS wide open. Anthony Davidson, thanks for joining me once again for the Grand Prix. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo and Perez, Stroll, Albon, Kvyat and Esteban Ocon, Verstappen, Norris, Pierre Gasly and Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Sainz, Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean. Jones and George Russell ends our grid lineup. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
So here we are guys, just before lights out here at Austin, Texas here in the USA for the USA Grand Prix. Now it is a long run down to turn 1, so hopefully we can make up a position or 2 going down towards turn 1. As you saw on the previous graphic, George Russell did have a 10th-place grid penalty for changing components on his car. So that bumps us up 1 position to P19. So let's just have a quick look at the race strategies we have available for us here today, guys. The first strategy available to us is 7 or 8 laps on the soft tyres and 6 or 7 laps on the medium tyre, or 8 or 9 laps on the soft tyre and 5 or 6 laps on the hard tyre. So I will be opting for the first strategy available for us here, which is the soft to the medium compound. I will be taking on a little bit more fuel to try and run rich mix a little bit longer, hopefully down those long straights. So before we jump into the race here, guys, if you are a new viewer to the channel, then please do hit the subscribe button. Please do hit the notifications bell so you do not miss any further content coming to the channel. If you are enjoying this Road to Glory series here with Williams Racing, then please do leave me a like on the video. If you have any feedback for me, then please do leave it in the comment section below this video. Any feedback is of course welcome. I do want to try and make this as entertaining as possible for you guys, so any feedback is of course welcome. So without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into the USA Grand Prix. Engage the clutch, guys, up into rich. We will use some overtake off the line here. I will be looking to jump over to the inside line here off the start, as I will be looking to try and so-called dive bomb down the inside of a couple of drivers here. Was a bit of contact there with Ocon, but that's us up to P11 currently, guys. Just behind Danny Kvyat here in P10. So a very good start from us overall here, guys. Took a very risky move going into turn 1.
That's a strong start. Well done.
As we brake very late here, we will lose a position to Ocon. No, to Gasly, sorry. So that's us currently down in P12. But still a very impressive start here. We might look to go up the inside of Gasly here. Look to outbrake him late on the brakes. So we got that position back there, guys. That's us back up to P11. It's a very good start from us here. Very pleasing first lap for us here in the American Grand Prix. As we complete the first lap here, guys. Use a little bit of overtake to try and pull away on the straight here. As we're about to head into the extra section here. As you can see, we don't currently have the car to keep up with the pack ahead. As I run very wide into that corner again. So hopefully I can make up the time on this straight here that we'll be entering now. Use a bit of overtake mode up into rich. We'll do the same on this long straight here to try and pull away from the cars behind if that's possible, and gain on the cars in front of us. So we are currently starting P11 after 2 laps here. Very, very good start. We took a very, very risky start, but I felt it was worth it to gain the positions. As we are currently green in sector 1 and 2, so it looks like we will be improving our time here. Up into rich and overtake mode here.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So hopefully we can keep a hold of this fantastic position we've been able to get here, guys. Try and keep it nice and tidy through this F section here, down into fifth here for this corner. Again, very sloppy on that corner there, which gives me a bad line into this corner and a bad line out of that corner. So I've lost the pack in front.
A little warm. Power output will be less than optimal.
So I need to try and start nailing that section a little bit better, guys, or I will lose a lot of positions there. So I will look to use a bit of rich and a bit of overtake down this long straight, as Kimi Räikkönen will have DRS on us. But overall, very, very pleased with the start we've had here. As you can see, we're currently red in Sector 2, so I lost a lot of time in Sector 2 here.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
As you can see, Kvyat has managed to open the gap to 3.5 seconds ahead of us here, guys. So hopefully I can get a lot smoother run through this first section here.
Gap to car in front is 3.7 seconds.
A little bit better coming through that section there. I didn't lose the same amount of time as I did in the previous lap. Might be hard to keep up with the cars ahead, guys. As you heard, again, we do have issues with our engine, which I will look to change after this race weekend. So hopefully we won't suffer a penalty on the next race weekend. As I run very wide into this section here, I got a warning for exceeding track limits. So Kimi Räikkönen has closed the gap on us behind here. And he will have DRS on us coming down the start-finish straight. And I go very, very wide there as well. So very, very sloppy from me here in Sector 2 and Sector 3.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
So we look to use a bit of rich and overtake mode to try and keep Kimi Räikkönen at bay here. As we come through the S's here for the 5th time on lap number 5. And again, not the smoothest section here. So I need to try and get a bit more consistency through that section there. I am losing a lot of time through that particular section, as now Kimi Räikkönen will be a lot closer to us on this long DRS straight here. So I will look to use a little bit of rich and a little bit of overtake to try and keep him behind us if it's possible.
Gap ahead is 4.3 seconds.
As we are losing a lot of time per lap to the cars ahead. As we lock up there going into this hairpin left-hander. We are just managing to keep the cars behind us at bay, but we are losing a lot of time to the cars ahead, guys. But still very, very pleased with the P11 here. As we currently start lap 6 of 14 here in the American Grand Prix. So hopefully I can get a bit more consistency through these S's this time around, which will set me up for a better sector. Still losing a lot of time through that. As Kimi Räikkönen closes the gap to us here, we might be losing a position down this DRS straight here as Kimi Räikkönen looks down the inside of us here.
Try to stay with him, he might make a mistake. You can still regain the position.
So we'll stay in his slipstream here, and we'll look to outbrake him here, going into this turn here. Kimi went very defensive there. So we're back down to P12, guys. As I lock up there. Very, very sloppy for me here. As you can see, Kimi is pulling away from us there. As that's my second warning now for corner cutting. So if I get one more, that will be a 3-second penalty.
In this lap, push now.
So they want us in this lap. I will, on the left long straight, see how our tyres are doing and see if we don't go for one more lap. But it's probably best to pit on this lap, the same lap as the AI, and come out as close as possible. Try and not lose too many track positions in the pits. As again, I am very, very wide and sloppy through this section here. So I'm probably going to lose the space now to Gasly on this next DRS straight here, if not into the turn here. We just managed to keep him behind us there, so I will have to use a little bit of overtake, a little bit of rich. And I will look to go defensive here. As Gasly does get past us, but we'll look to outbrake him here into the corner. Braking very, very late there. We just got that position back.
I think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now. Our gap to the car in front is 3.0 seconds.
So I will be boxing this lap, guys. And hopefully, with some fresher tyres, I can find a bit more consistency through those S's. So we're coming in for our scheduled pit stop here, guys, on lap 7 of 14. We are currently halfway through the race. As we can see, a few of the AIs have opted to stay out. So we are currently down to P16.
Go, go, go. You'll be racing on the exit. Complete. Go now. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So hopefully we can gain a couple of positions back now from the AI that stayed out. One more lap before they come into pit. We were up in P12.
We're at +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
So we were a bit smoother through that section there now. As we currently have Max Verstappen in the Red Bull just under a second behind us. So we could be in trouble here coming down this straight here with Max Verstappen having DRS on us. So I will use some rich, a bit of overtake. So hopefully we can gain a couple of positions on drivers that haven't yet pitted. It was a fantastic race for us, guys. We were up in P12 and P11, which was very pleasing for the car that we have. As we can see, George Russell is currently in the pits.
George in the pits.
As Max Verstappen was having a look down our outside there. So I'm pretty sure Max Verstappen will have the running on us here, guys. coming down the start-finish straight.
Gap to teammate ahead is 13.3 seconds.
So that's us currently back up to P12, guys. Max Verstappen is hot on our tail. So I can't afford to be too sloppy through this section here, or I will definitely lose the position to Max Verstappen. There's a bit of contact there through these S's here, as he's looking desperately to get past us here. Currently on lap 9 of 14, we are currently sat in P12, which is very, very pleasing for the car we have, but I think we might be in trouble here, as Max Verstappen will have DRS on us here down this straight. But he dropped back a little bit, so I'm not sure if he got a bad exit or maybe some damage when he touched us there through those S's. As we lock up again, my consistency hasn't been that good in today's race, but it's been good enough to get us up to a P12, which is very, very pleasing. If we can finish in P12, I'll be very, very happy with that, but it'll be very difficult to do with Max Verstappen and Lando Norris behind us, who of course have much quicker cars than what we do. I think Max Verstappen must have got some damage there, because he did end up going into the pits when he was trying to push past us through in that S section. I'm sure Max Verstappen got a bit of damage there. So Lando Norris is currently 0.8 of a second behind us here. As we are again very, very sloppy through this S section here. So I'm pretty sure we will lose the position now to Lando Norris coming down this straight here. Or if not this one, then the DRS straight, as he is currently very, very close to us here, so I'll look to brake a lot later than him into this corner. So I'll look to stay in Lando's slipstream here. Just managed to avoid contact there. As we can see, Lando Norris is now pulling away from us at quite a rapid pace. So hopefully we can hang on to a P13. But we do have Pierre Gasly pushing us very hard here from behind. And he will have DRS on us.
Catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
So I'll look to go defensive here down to turn 1. As Carlos Sainz sneaks past us as well. So hopefully we can stay close behind him and get some DRS on that DRS straight. As I am pushed very, very wide there by Gasly. And I get the warning for it, which I don't really understand, but okay. As Giovinazzi gets past us as well, so I will look to outbrake late into the corner here if I possibly can. We just managed to get that position back, guys, with a good move into that hairpin corner there. We've outbraked both Giovinazzi and Gasly, but I'm pretty sure that that isn't the last we've seen of them in this race. As Carlos Sainz is pitting here, he must have got some damage. So we are currently still in P13, guys, with 2 laps to go here in the United States Grand Prix. Very sloppy again through this X section here.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
So hopefully we can keep it together. We will get ourselves a P13 here, guys, which will be very, very pleasing. We currently have just over 2 seconds down to Giovinazzi in 14th. It's been an overall very, very good race for us here in Austin, Texas.
The car ahead is 7.0 seconds.
I don't think we have any chance to catch up with Lando Norris, who is over 7 seconds ahead of us here. So unless there's any mechanical failures, then I don't think we will be catching Lando Norris. But I'm very, very happy with a P13 here. The AI have pushed very, very hard to get past us.
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
And they have knocked into our car and caused themselves some damage, so they have had to pit. So we have managed to stay in this position due to other cars fighting with us and getting some damage through doing so. As we come through the S's for the second to last time here. As we managed to get that a little bit better that time, guys. Giovinazzi is closing the gap. It's down from 2.5 seconds now to just over 2 seconds. So I will use some overtake and some ridge here. Try and pull away down this long straight. As we're on our penultimate lap here in Austin, Texas. So very, very happy with the P13 that we've managed with the car. As I go very, very late there into the braking zone. Go very, very wide. So Giovinazzi should catch up there. And he does. He shaves a second off our time. So hopefully that mistake won't prove too costly. Hopefully we can keep this P13 here.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
As we're starting our final lap here of the USA Grand Prix.
This is your final lap of the race.
We are currently 1.2 seconds ahead of Giovinazzi, so if we can stay away from any major mistakes, it will be P13 here. As we come through this S section here for the last time, guys. I can say I'm quite happy to see the back of this S section, as I haven't really been able to flow through this section here the way I would have liked. So we will have to use some ridge and some overtake here down this long DRS straight, as Giovinazzi is 5 tenths behind us. As Charles Leclerc wins the United States Grand Prix here. As we lose a position there to Giovinazzi, I go back up the inside. A silly mistake there cost us a lot of time. So hopefully we can keep this over the line, guys. I have been very, very sloppy in today's Grand Prix. Luckily enough, I've managed to hold on to the position that we have so far, which is a P13. We have the final corner here, guys. And across the line to P13.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Very, very pleased with the P13 here. We also grabbed driver of the day. We had some very good fights with drivers along the way there.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today.
We were very, very sloppy in sector 1 and 2, specifically.
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. That lead at the top of the table has shrunk somewhat today. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I have to give it to Jones. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
The Constructors' Championship may be a foregone conclusion at the moment, but regardless, let's look at the standings. It's another clear win for Mercedes as they managed to secure the Constructors' title. An incredible performance for the whole team. Meanwhile, good work from Racing Point this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So as you can see from the graphic here, guys, we did manage to make it from P19 to P13. That also gained us driver of the day. Very, very happy with the P13 here around Austin, Texas for the American Grand Prix. We were very sloppy in sectors 1 and 2 specifically. Costly mistakes cost us a position or two, but all in all, very, very pleased with the P13 here. So let's just have a quick look at the driver standards here. We are currently in 8th position with 66 points, 6 points clear of Carlos Sainz. And there's over 30 points there to Daniel Ricciardo ahead. So hopefully we can keep this 8th position here. So let's just have a quick look at the constructor standings here, guys. We have dropped down to 7th place as Racing Point go ahead of us here. But we are far and clear from Alfa Romeo. But most of those points were gained before we took the difficulty from 80 to 90. So it looks like it will be a 7th place here in the constructing standards for us if we can keep going for the last 3 races here. So without further ado, guys, let's jump ahead to the final preview. So there we have it, guys. That was the American Grand Prix in Austin, Texas. A very, very pleasing result for us there. We managed to jump up to a P13 from a P19. From the start of the race, we looked for the inside run down to turn 1, where we managed to gain quite a few positions. There was a little bit of contact in turn 1 with Ocon, but we managed just to make the move stick. So overall, a very, very good race from us there. Very, very pleasing to get a P13. So we will just have a quick look at the vehicle, and we will take the internal combustion engine, and we will order a new part. And we will take the penalty. And it looks like everything else is looking okay currently, which it is. So if you have enjoyed today's episode, guys, then please do leave me a like on the video. If you are a new viewer to the channel and you have enjoyed the content, then please do leave a like, please do subscribe, and please do hit the notifications bell so you do not miss any further content coming to the channel. If you have any feedback for me, then please do leave it in the comment section below this video. And I'll see you again in the next episode for the Mexican Grand Prix.